Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going from Chicago, Illinois down to my hometown of 2 years ago, Groveport, Ohio. We are literally going to be across the street from where I used to live just 2 years ago. Once my wife and I got married and we moved to Miami, we moved from Groveport, Ohio, which is exactly where we're heading. It's just south of Columbus, about 20 minutes. So that's where we're going. We just dropped off in Chicago, if you guys saw the previous video. And if you didn't, be sure to go watch that video first because we kind of sequence these in order. But I have to call the broker and see if I am able to get myself picked up early because I just dropped early. I was supposed to drop at 8. I was able to drop just a little after 6 a.m. My next pickup is not until 10 a.m. But I want to try to book early so I can get there early. So I'm going to give my broker and also the shipper a call and see if I can happen to get in early and get picked up.
Don't hide away, for the night was made for times like these. Let the dark hold your pain in a whisper, only we can.
So I just checked where I'm picking it up and it's currently 6:45 and they are closed until 7 a.m. So I have about 25 minutes there. So I'm actually going to get on the road, head that direction. And then once I get there, I'm going to give them a call and see if I can get in early because in this business, time is money and I want to get picked and I want to be able to get dropped. Also tonight, I'm going to visit the in-laws because as I mentioned, that's where I used to live. They used to live in the same area. So going to get dropped and then visit the in-laws tonight. So the sooner that I can get dropped, the sooner I can go visit them. And of course, as always, we're back on the road tomorrow. So today, as I'm on the road, I'm going to be looking to book loads, which I've previously mentioned how I do on the road. So going to be looking to book some loads today, or book a load today out of Columbus, Ohio tomorrow, which would be Tuesday. So I just got off the phone with the shipper, and originally they were like, yes, that's no problem. You can come pick it up early. And I'm like, okay, great. So then they're like, well, can you tell us the shipment number so we can make sure that it's ready? Sure, no problem. After 5 minutes, they come back and say, unfortunately, sir, it's not going to be ready until your scheduled pickup time at 10 a.m. So I'm going to be there by 8. Can't pick up till 10. I'm going to go at like 9:30, try to get in just a little bit earlier. But I was really hoping to get in previous to my pickup time so I could make better time. But it is what it is, and honestly, since I'm going to be there at 8, I'm going to hop on the load board and try to get myself a load booked before I even head to the facility at 10.
This must be love. This must be love.
All right, so we're getting diesel, and this one tank will take us the whole way. So real quick, while we're here, let's talk about the details of this load. So it's 85, man, excuse my hair. I've had a hat on this whole time. So 8,500 pounds full of polymer liquid, non-hazardous. It's about 25.5 feet. We are going 394 miles for a rate of $650. So right now the market isn't the best. I always try to negotiate at least $2 a mile. However, at the moment, that's kind of where we're sitting. All averages have kind of been that way. But we've been dicing and moving this week so far. So we're already over $3,500 for the week, and it's only Monday. So that is once we drop on Tuesday. So it's been a good start to the week, so we'll just keep pushing forward. So we left downtown Chicago at about 7 o'clock, and my ETA to my pickup, or where I'm heading until my pickup, was supposed to be like 8:05. Now I'm thinking, since I'm leaving Chicago, I shouldn't hit much traffic. I was dead wrong. I've been in bumper to bumper traffic for the last 50 minutes. And not only that, we still have 16 miles and still have at least 30 minutes to go. So my 10 a.m. time that I was going to just pick up at, try to get earlier, at this point it's already 9 o'clock. So I'm not too far off. While I've been sitting in traffic, I got on the load board and I was able to get another load booked already for Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we are going to be heading from somewhere in Indiana. I don't remember where. It's about 70-mile deadhead from Columbus. And we are going to be heading to Evansville, Indiana. And it's about 400 miles. I started at $800, $2 a mile is what I wanted. Started at 800 and we met in the middle at 7. They wanted 6. I tried to get them up to 725. They wouldn't, but regardless, I'll pick Tuesday, drop first thing Wednesday morning, and it was a cool $700 for 400 miles, so it's not a bad rate. During the week, my average, which right now my average is anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 a week, I'm profiting about 50%, with 50% margins. So anywho, with that, as this guy cuts me off, still 16 miles to go, and just keep on pushing forward here to where we're heading today. So we went to Walmart, and there was a McDonald's right next to the Walmart. So I went into McDonald's and I've spent the last hour editing the vlog from earlier today that is getting posted today. So it took that last hour and finished editing and got that ready to go to be posted. And I just left. I have 5 minutes to the pickup. We are in Ithaca, something like that, Illinois. But it's about 8,500 pounds of general goods. So we are about to pick up, and then we will be hitting the road off to Groveport. So I just went inside, just talked to shipping and receiving, and I have a 10 a.m. appointment. However, it seems like they're a bit behind. He said that they're still working on it and it's not quite ready yet. So I'm out here with a few other trucks and basically just waiting. So I'm hoping that detention is not going to be too long, because I just want to get on the road. But obviously they have a job to do as well. Just seems like they're a little bit behind, so we're gonna sit here and just wait until they call, and once they call, we're gonna head in. It seems like it's one of those docks, outside to inside, which I always hate because it's very difficult to see in the mirrors because you're going outside to inside, so like you can't see the rear of the truck because the way the lighting is. So it's always difficult. I mean, I've done them before, it's no big deal, we'll make it work. It's just, I just don't always like them. All right, so just got the call. We are currently backing into the dock. We are backing into dock number 4. So just slowly but surely working our way in here. Sorry, it's trying to concentrate here. It's one of those ones that are always difficult, as I've mentioned, because you're backing into a dark area, so you kind of cannot see at all where you're really at because your eyes cannot adjust to where you're heading. So yeah. right, just got backed in here, and now we're gonna head in and talk to the guys, get our paperwork, get loaded. All right, we are fully loaded, all 26 feet. We're about 25 and a half feet. We got about 8,500 pounds on board. So we are loaded, and now we have about 7 hours from here down to Groveport. So a question that I get asked a lot, and also a comment where people consistently want to hate, whether on TikTok or YouTube, is why a box truck? You can't make money in a box truck. You're not a truck driver. Drive a semi. I'm sure you get where I'm going with this. See, here's my answer to you. Everyone's different, right? Everybody's got different goals, whether in life or in business. Everybody is in a different stage of their life. And for me, at this moment, this is the right moment for me. And a lot of other people out there, and maybe it's not for some other people, and that's fine. See, at the end of the day, we should be encouraging people to go after what they want, the goals that they want, the dreams that they want, rather than putting them down. Now, let me tell you why I started with a box truck and not a semi. I have ample driving experience. I've talked about this before, but before this and before my media career, I was a race car driver. I used to haul race cars all over the country, truck and trailer, and then race, and then drive home with my own personal race car. And then there'd be other times for different manufacturers where I would get flown out to an event, do my duty, and fly home. So I did a ton of truck and trailer, but I didn't have a CDL. And I still don't have a CDL. And at the moment, upon leaving Miami, where my wife and I spent an insane amount of money to live there, obviously it's Miami, diving in with a CDL and starting a business is not the right thing for me to do at this moment. So after doing a whole bunch of research, talking to people, and getting some mentors, taking courses, diving into the trucking business, I learned that for me, box trucks would be the perfect place to start because I don't need a CDL. Box truck overhead, although high, is a lot less than that of a semi. In a semi, you're spending way more. In a box truck, we're not spending as much, and we can still make a decent profit. Right now, my margins throughout this business are between 49 and 51%, meaning I'm making on average 50% of what I gross. So, with that being said, my overhead is not as high as a semi. So I'm able to stack money and use that money to be able to put back into the business. From there, once the business is established, I've done my due diligence. I hire a driver. I get a driver on the road. I can then work on building the business out from here, which, yes, involves getting a semi, running semis, getting my CDL, hiring other CDL drivers, and truly living up to the name of trucking and logistics. See, this is a big aspiration, but with most things in life, they start small and they grow. You don't need to explain to anybody why you're doing what you're doing. If you believe that it's right for you and in your current situation,
then you go do it. And for me, that's where I'm at. With myself, my wife, my family, this is what is best for me at this moment. I have respect for you and what you're trying to do, and I ask you have the same for me. So yes, today, this is a box truck business. It'll continue to be a box truck business for probably the next year. But eventually, this box truck business is going to also branch into semis. And then we're going to add multiple box trucks and multiple semis. We might also add a dispatching company. We'll also have a logistics area. So this small aspect is going to turn into a much bigger picture. But as with most, you got to start small and you got to start smart, or else you're setting yourself up for failure.
So let me tell you, this has been one stressful trip. We have non-stop been going 73 to 75, aside from when we've hit traffic. And let me tell you, we've hit a lot. Between the rain and the traffic, our ETA right now is between 8:01 and 7:57. My appointment time is 8 o'clock. I went to call my broker to update him, verify that I'd be okay dropping at 8 o'clock exactly. Went to call the place, receiving, can't get an answer to any of them. So no one knows that I'm gonna be there between 57 and 01. Obviously, if I get there at 57, I'll be fine, but some of these places can be really finicky if you're not checked in by your appointment time. So I'm a bit worried, can't get a hold of anybody, 26 minutes, non-stop, 7 hours, head down, rain, traffic, the whole 9 yards. But you know what? It'll all be worth it when we can get this truck emptied. But in the meantime, let's get this thing emptied. And right on cue, we have at least 23 minutes of traffic. So ETA has moved to 7:53 on Apple and 7:57 on Truck GPS. It sucks because, you know, you're going non-stop, and not only that, I can't help the fact that I was supposed to be loaded at 10 and I did not get loaded until 11:15. So, you know, that kind of puts a damper on things. So I'm hoping that if I am a little bit late, they understand, because, you know, there's absolutely nothing that I can do in this situation. Guys, we did it. We literally pulled in at 7:59, got our door, got unloaded within about 20 minutes. It's currently 8:30. Took us 30 minutes. I was really worried because some of these places are super finicky. If you're like 1 minute past your check-in or your appointment time and you're not checked in, they won't take you. They didn't have any problem here. And it's really weird because, as I mentioned in the previous video, this is where I used to live. My wife and I grew up in this area. My wife and I got our first place ever just 0.5 miles down the road. My wife used to work across the street. So like, this is like, it's weird. And now, because of all that, I get to go to the in-laws and sleep in a nice bed and have a great dinner made by my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. So I'm gonna go do that. It has been a long journey. I just wanted to really make that point today about having why I decided to do a box truck business and not jump right into semis. So that was kind of today's point. But with that being said, guys, if you guys like this style of content, hit like. I really, really, really appreciate it. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, because if you don't hit subscribe, you won't see more. And of course, we got another vlog dropping again, literally tomorrow. Got another video coming. We're going to Evansville, Indiana. So if you guys want to see that, hit the subscribe button. As always, peace out, and remember, you create your own story.